Hey, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? Take the time, take the time to welcome you rather, to another morning Glory Apostolic Prophetic Center video. I am your host, Dietrich Hubbard. Chewing is so unprofessional, but you caught me in mid chewing. And we're going to continue our message on why do you need it now? Why do you need it now? And we're still in Luke, the 15th chapter, and we are down by the 11th verse. And we're still dealing with the mindset of why do some of us need it now. So we started it with the man had two sons, and one of them asked for the portion of goods that falls to him. And we were speaking along the lines that the father never questioned nor gave wisdom to the younger son, telling him he was out of line. So what we got to understand, because we really don't understand God's love, we got to look at this as an illustration and how sometimes God knows we make that bad decision, but he allows us to do it anyway. Because even the old folks back in my day, y'all remember, y'all on my age, they say the best sense is bought sense. But the problem is, a lot of you don't want to buy the sense, you want to blame others for the sense. So we see this illustration. What we got to understand, it was a selfish, it was greedy, and we say it was prideful. Because being a Jewish boy, he knew that the firstborn had access before the secondborn. So we left off where the son went to a far country and wasted his possession with prodigal living. See, a lot of times when some of you go off on your own, when you don't listen to God's wisdom, when you don't want to hear Brother Hubbard wisdom, that's why a lot of you get the whooping that you get. At every level of disobedience, you got to see, are you doing the same thing? It's nothing like wasting time. We can't get time back. And some of you wasting time. You think you in right standing with God and you are all out of left field. And the problem is, and maybe it's me, some of you don't want to listen to what I got to say because it's me saying it. But let Sarah say it, or Brian Carr, your pastor. The problem is they ain't gonna say what I'm gonna say. You know why? They need you. I don't. They need you as a number in their church. They need your time money. Can we be honest? You're wasting my time because I could be doing other stuff. Laying on my butt, listening to the air conditioning blow, watching NCIS. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't listen to correction, rebuke, and the truth, it's because they just want what they want. Just like this prodigal son. The son, watch this. The son was responsible for the money he wasted. He wasn't responsible for the famine that caused it, but he was afflicted by it. See, a lot of you wasting time on things that you know are not going to produce. Ain't going to produce. And now, like many of you, when you really need a word from the Lord, when you really need a miracle, when you really need God's understanding, the place that you used to go to, you can't go no more because you done showed your tail. You done showed your tail. See, you know how many people wish they can just pick up the phone and talk to me? Not that I'm nobody, but just the wisdom, the revelation, the understanding. I was talking to y'all yesterday about how you know when you connected to somebody with God. I said they give you detail. I was talking to to my apostle friend today, the one that's over in Mexico, and because since I'm down here, she called every other day or every 2 days to check on me. I said, well, I'm in Dallas. She said, oh, I'm just checking on you. And she hadn't found a job, and since I know that she always worked, but she called the other apostle in Africa, and he told her what was going on, detail by detail. And this will get me. He said, in 12 hours, you're going to be working. She said it was less than 6. They called her and say, hey, this your new assignment. That's what I mean when you need to understand, you got to be connected to somebody with some power. And see, you can't get upset when they don't agree with what you see. When you got a real leader, I'm talking about real leader, I don't see people where they at. Most of the time, I'm allowed to see them 3 years in advance. 3 years in advance. Because I know what it takes to get to God. So I can't see you too far ahead because I get excited. Now watch this. I got this one today. I'm working on keeping stuff because y'all need to know there's something going on, and just because you don't sense it, because y'all ain't in the right place or you don't want the right information, they say I had a dream there was a gathering. You were doing something, and I saw new people I'd never seen. You told us all to go outside and not missing the cleansing of the Lord. So me and my friend went outside and saw storm clouds and saw you and the new people getting rained on with hands up to the sky. Then after the cleansing, me and my friend left to a new location because you were teaching the newbies and we parted ways. The people were white and tattooed and looked like they had rough background. That person didn't even know. I said, okay, God, I'm down here in Texas. I said, I got to do something. I said, just tell me what I'm waiting on. I know what I'm waiting on, but sometimes you like to hear again what you're waiting on because every time I hear something again, it put a new fire in me. And see, for many of you, you'd have thought you would waste time on some people. It wasn't that you didn't waste time on them. You never had nothing to give them. It behooves me that as I listen to certain men, and even in my own life, it behooves me when you break up with women in particular, and they speak the language of the best you ever had. And when you look around, what did they add to you? You ain't got nothing. And I'm not saying this to be facetious. I'm not saying it to be low down. It's at home. Out of 9 years, a few clothes, and I remember a watch and another wedding band. That's all I can remember. But when it came to what's important, I take that back. When I started my lawn care business, she was the one that bought me the first truck I had. Okay, I'm gonna give her that. But I'm trying to see how people claim that they did you so good, but you don't have nothing of value either internally, spiritually, or in person that showed they really valued you. So why you want what you want? So you can waste somebody else's time? So you can see, watch this. Just look at your track record. When you done broke up with somebody, which person you didn't cuss out? Which one you didn't talk bad about? Which one you didn't say, I don't care? And me and God, we talking about this because I got to finish this chapter. This would get me. For people to claim they so in love with each other, why do they move on so quick? See, real love don't move on quick. Lust does. Because when lust can't get satisfied, they got to find something else to lust after. Why does it move on so quick? When you look around all the pictures off social media, they done deleted or block you and they talking bad about you. But yet, I don't want that kind of love. I'm sorry. If this all the world got, Brother Hubbard don't need it. I'll probably be a sinner and just be like the rest of y'all in that case. That was funny with it. Now, it says he began to be in want, and he was sent into the fields to feed swine. Now, watch this. Understanding Jewish people had nothing to do with pigs. Going in a place, asking for things ahead of time that you're not ready for will have you going into a place that wasn't even meant for you. This man had to know he was Jewish. And he sent him to feed the swine because he was hungry and in need. So he accepted something that was unacceptable and offensive to who he was as a man, because as a man, he didn't know who he was because he wanted something ahead of time. See, that's why I tell y'all, when I was in the world, let me stop there. When I was in church, you can make a church girl do anything you want just because you want it. What you have to do is go to church, shake hands with the pastors, say 3 or 4 scriptures, and you can beat the brakes off of church girl. See, we ain't talking about the world no more when I out. We talk about what I did while I was in church, why I didn't around him preaching. That's what we gonna talk about. Heathens. You know why? Because these people God finna use, they hard. They ain't got no etiquette. They can't pray. They can't afford no Catholic robes and collars. They can't pay no tithe because they ain't got no money. But they got the word of the Lord with power, and that's all God needs. They're terrible. They don't care what your rank is, what y'all call what your rank in the spirit is. You don't even know. There's no rank in the spirit. You know why? God is not a respecter of person. So how he gonna put you over somebody else because you more to God than him? We killing all this religious mess this year. Ain't nothing saying. You still pissed off. How you gonna be a pastor? You done married this woman about twice, seen all her boyfriends, and now you gonna marry this woman and stick peanuts in her? I'm pissed off about a pastor like that. Why would you do that? All these women in the world, you want the one in your church? I understand that. But they ain't judging. They just don't like it. Because it was done with manipulation. It was done in control. It was done because you just were horny. I'm telling all the church secrets this year. Y'all gonna hold your mouth open for things Brother Hubbard. No. You know why? I ain't sipping no tea. I ain't telling no tea. We got to come to a point that many of us in leadership, if we doing something in the dark, I'd rather you bring it to light. We don't do the Cardi B. Tell your own tea. I got plenty of it. I probably got about 5 bottles. So watch this. He would have gladly filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate and no one gave him anything. This the season. You got to watch out for people who you know got the ability to help you, but they rather see you in your condition you're in. So now, according to Leviticus 11:7, you got a Jewish man feeding pigs. Now he want to eat what the pigs eat. See, a lot of y'all, you going against what God telling you to do because you want something that you know ain't good for you. You want something that you know don't line up with God. Because see, that's why I say a lot of y'all pray with made up minds. Now you mad at Brother Hubbard. He said no one gave him anything. The reason some of you can't get your blessings through is because you connected to people who killing you. And you can't see it because it's been a routine. It's been a cycle. It's been a pattern. And in some cases, from what I've seen it's just a strong case of Stockholm syndrome. That's all it is. You fell in love the way your abuser treated you. Verse 17 said, but when he came to himself, see, we coming into a season that many of you got to look at your walk you walk. You got to look at the way you presenting yourself. You got to look at your conversation. You got to look at what you be doing in the darkness, but yet preaching the light. You got to come to yourself. Because right now, you everybody but who God says you is. It's not until that oftentimes we get in a position that we don't need to be in that we take accountability for what we did. But some of us don't do it. We want to blame the people, the situation, the per. We want to blame everybody but ourselves. I blame myself for everything I went through, the good, the bad, and the ugly. My decision. Sometimes I couldn't help the decisions I made. I felt like Paul. I'm trying to do right, but wrong kept pushing me strong. But I noticed something. No matter how the wrong I did, it never stopped me from seeking God. It never caused me to blame people. And we blame everybody for ourselves, but yet we know the same thing keep happening to us. I think we're going to have to teach again about living your life prophetically. Some of y'all done cussed out the wrong person. You done talk bad about the wrong person. Just like Jesus, the Messiah came to help you in a sense, but y'all didn't want to receive what he was, who he was, she was, and what they looked like. But you steady going to God, asking him for things, and you're gonna end up treating it the same way you did the last one, the last man, and blaming everybody but you. That blind pride got some of y'all tore up. He said, how many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare and I perish with hunger? Yeah. Have y'all ever been hungry? I ain't talking about in between check hungry. I'm talking about a couple of days with no food and you ain't got no money, huh? I'm talking about I have to go in the go in the garbage can and fight the slot man for the Popeyes chicken that they throw it in the dumpster. That kind of home. He said he was perishing with that. Perishing means he seen no way to satisfy himself. See, watch this. All the money gone, but the lust still there. He spent all the money, but he still had an appetite for something. But this time, he thought about who can help him. I got to go back to my father, but I ain't gonna talk to my father. I'm gonna go ask one of the helpers to get me to be a helper. At least I eat some bread. Some of y'all are trying too hard to stay where you at. You can't afford it. You're barely making enough money. Listen here. Ooh, that's good. A lot of y'all 1.5 paycheck for getting everything taken away from you. 1.5 paycheck. If you don't get paid, you're gonna lose it all. There's no way to live, and you say you're a servant of God. That's what you say now. A lot of y'all waste too much money. I ain't talking about me. Good Lord, no, brother Hubbard. You know, every time I go in that Walmart, I'm gonna give me some cowboy. He already know. See, everybody got something. Everybody got something. Everybody got something. He know when I go in there, I'm gonna give me old cowboy. Mm-hmm. But y'all waste stuff on meaningless stuff. See, this is America's team. I'm a star, you know. So that's my reasoning for the star. Y'all going to everybody for help, but the one that can help. And see that's what I was saying to some of you yesterday. You know what you be doing, no, for some of it, because you won't call the person that will help you. You'll call the person that'll let you rant, rave, and agree with you. I ain't gonna agree with it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But being a cowboy is never wrong. If it take me in that way, back that way on the way home, guess what Brother Hubbard gonna do? He gonna stop at that. You can never have enough cowboy gear. You in Texas. So the question is, Why would God increase your business, increase your money, and you waste it on riotous living? Some of you will go get your nails done or buy a pair of Jordans before you pay a bill. I told that boy of mine, I said, boy, I ain't buying another phone. I ain't paying another bill. You gonna have to start giving me something. This ain't life, bud. You get money every now and then. You better learn how to pay his phone bill. I want my 35. So now he want to go back home. What y'all call it? He's spinning the block. He's spinning the block. Where we at? He said, I will rise and go to my father and will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. Before you cuss me out, because you think I deserve it, why you don't ask God what to say to me? Before you gossip about me, why you don't go to God and ask him why you gossip? See, we done messed up a lot of things on our own because we reacted out of our emotions and our anger and our own vindictive nature as human. So watch this. You do understand everybody out and cussed out and dogged out, and you say you're a child of God. Why you didn't go to God before y'all released that theory of curse words and that theory of social media and text and slander? So your relationship with God is not based on how you respond and treat people because He let you do that because that's what you felt like they need. Hey, interesting concept. That's why I don't say too much of nothing out of anger. I would say stuff out of manipulation. I'm guilty because I am who I know what to say to get a person go. And as long as I can get a person to assume I got their mind, hey, get that off for the bring me that thing right there. Bring me that bottle right there. And see that's what we got to understand. That as long as you have no relationship with God, people can manipulate your mind to do anything they want. Ain't nobody in here but me. Watch how many people mind went to who is that in there with Brother Hubbard. That's how the devil get y'all. Gotcha. Who he talking to? Who that in there with him? I got you. That's what I just said. We immediately react, but we don't ask God what he talking about. Someone probably got, ooh, my brother Hubbard, ooh. That's why you ain't strong enough yet. The devil play with y'all like yo-yo. and y'all left. But when God get people like me to try to teach y'all the cunning, the subtlety of Satan, y'all don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. And that's how quick he can get you. You're mad what I'm all off of what I'm talking about. Now you're wondering. That's why I love this gospel. Because immediately you can tell who go to the spirit and you can tell who go to the flesh. That's why we can tell who you are, what you do, and when you're wrong. When you gonna come to yourself and stop asking God for things to feed your flesh. So notice what he said. He said he gonna go tell his father he sinned against heaven. So when y'all go off on people, when y'all clap back, you do understand that when you don't take a minute and go to God before you let out your anger, you sin against him because you made a move without asking your father. So some of his thinking changed. See, some of y'all think you unworthy of love. The reason you feel unworthy of love is because you don't know what it is. That's why some of y'all on the hunt for number 247 or 310 or 504. I wonder what your body count is. Because y'all sure be holding around him loosely. Loosely. So God wants to know why you need God to answer your prayer so quick. The Bible says, let patience have its perfect work. Why are you impatient? A person that's impatient is an emotional roller coaster. Because if they can't get what they want, when they want, how they want it, and the way they want it, they unleash an anger that you never see. So we got to say within ourselves, are we really ready for the things that we pray about? Or are we trying to fill a void in our life? Something to think about.